We are officially back with The Walking Dead Season 4. Hold on. I used to be like, you know who. Damn, I'm not getting subs. Obviously, because I have to play other games. It takes time, chat. It takes time. Don't worry. Unless it was my sister. I gotta ask her and say, hey, did you unsubscribe to me? Because she says she subscribed to me on like 2 accounts. Because I had 483 subs. Not 84. If I can recall, most likely. It takes quite a while for me to process. What I mean by recall, meaning if I can process. For certain people, it means if they have the answer. For everybody is different in their own terms of knowledge of what God has given them. The knowledge, the gift of knowledge, like depending on their IQ. Feel me? But anyway, yeah. Yo, it's good chat. How y'all feeling today? I am feeling blessed. Back with more of me playing the Walking Dead Season 4. Damn, I only played 2 episodes. I'm like in my episode 3, my episode 4. Damn, it's been a while, chat. I'm gonna apologize. It's not a mistake I've made. I've just been through a lot mentally, and I've wanted to play certain games that I want to play on here. But I'm gonna play every game possible, most likely. The one I played are PS Plus only, like GTA Online, Assassin's Creed. Y'all can hear me, right? I want to ensure y'all could while I'm on the screen. Okay, so not 12 minutes. 12 minutes. Well, I got it off of PS Plus, but it doesn't require. Detroit Become Human. Well, I already beat that, so you're not that concerned. Beyond Two Souls, I haven't even beat it yet. Fuck, man. I hike you want to play it. Even when I got PS Plus, I never got myself into just continue playing it. Tomb Raider? Shit, I can redo Tomb Raider Definitive Edition, Uncharted 4. Oh yeah, I could play Uncharted 4 because I got it off of PS Plus, but because some of it is like locked, like you need PS Plus to continue. Thief, Payday 2, I haven't got myself into yet. GTA 5 Online, well, my homie haven't been playing it, so I'm like, eh. I don't have PS Plus either, so you know. But when I'm rich as hell, my most I'm gonna possibly get to 12 months constantly, like a real shit. You'll see, chat. Trust me. Believe it when you see it. But we're officially back with other games that I haven't like played for a while, like Fortnite as well, man. But forgive me all, and y'all not unsubbing because of that. It's because I haven't been streaming. When I don't stream, you're like, ugh, he's not that famous, and we know that he doesn't have issues to why he wants to take a break. But it has nothing to do with that, because I mentioned like, oh, I've been through a lot before. I mentioned that, Che. Y'all know that. But it's most likely just that, and no, it's most likely because I'm not that famous, and you're not as aware of what I do. You feel me? Shit, whenever I set my phone down, my fucking thumb, being a dumbass, just slipped the screen off. Plus, it takes quite a while for me to process on where my fingers are going. Like, when I slide the application, like, the app, on my phone, like, when I slide it up, I'm like, oh, I don't want to slide it, but obviously my thumb is big as hell. Which, you gotta be grateful for it, but negatively, not really. Excuse me. It has nothing to do with what I do. Like whenever I clear my throat the way I want to because of my mucus buildup and all that, it has nothing to do with that. And I have specifically mentioned about my mucus buildup. I'm pretty sure, or it seems like it on my stream, just about like that specifically. You feel me? And you're like, I understand, man. You don't have a disability. Obviously, I don't. It's a rare, specific type of mental trauma, which you're all aware. You feel me? But it has nothing to do. Well, it has something to do with that because obviously it interferes with my nose, so that causes physical trauma most likely. But without further ado, let's get straight to the shit. Not gonna mention, oh, age is just a number now. That's just gonna be quite different with The Walking Dead Season 4. Because obviously, AJ's a smartass, but he has trauma. I mean, my kid is gonna be like me, so
Previously,
I'm gonna have to be like, age is just a number, so do whatever. I'm not gonna say what, but you know what's up. Possibly gonna play GTA after episode 3 or depending on how far I go, but hopefully after this episode. Well, it's all the way until we get to the part of Lily. Did I, like, understand her ways, or am I gonna be killing her? What did I plan, Chad? Bear with me, Chad. It took me
Walking Dead.
quite a while to process on my things mentally, on what I could possibly do on The Walking Dead Season 4, you feel me? It's been a while, Chad. It's been months.
While searching
like,
for a place to call
months.
home, AJ and I found an old boarding school run by kids deep
Possibly
in
like
the forest.
February or January, I would say.
Their leader was a guy named Marlon.
Who knows?
And AJ pulled the trigger.
Either those months.
I told AJ he was justified for killing him. The other kids didn't see it that way.
Yeah, this can recap what I knew, you feel me? Hold up, chat, give me a minute. If I had a face cam, you would know what I do, because real shit, I definitely need that for sure. Like, real shit, chat. Like, you know. But hey, you're all my subs. If I was a dick to you all, which I wouldn't be, you all would unsub. Which I have certain subs who are fake. I'm not gonna say who. I respect all my subs, but through the negative aspects of what they specifically do, most likely for me. Ah, it's just birds chirping. I'm like, what the fuck? But I figured it was birds. You feel me? But yeah, real shit, chat. But hey, someone's watching, so welcome to the stream.
They voted to kick us
You
out.
know? Yeah,
I
fuck
thought
them.
we'd never return.
But Violet.
Then, AJ and I were attacked by Abel, one of the raiders Marlon had given the twins to.
Fuck him.
He was
can
with
burn in
someone
hell.
I thought I'd never see again.
I hated him.
Lily.
Eh.
We were almost
whatever.
eaten by walkers when suddenly one of them spoke to me.
Fuck his behaviors.
His name was James,
Like,
an ex-whisperer
hold up.
who didn't believe in killing walkers.
Let me listen in.
He helped me treat AJ, but without real medicine, he wouldn't make it.
Without
The kids
medicine.
didn't turn away
There's no
the
such thing
sad
as fake
sight of
medicine.
AJ and let us back inside. After I told them how we could defend the school against the raiders, they were willing to let us stay, at least until the fight. I decided to help Violet in the bell tower.
Oh, I didn't just
We
help.
looked at the stars together,
We.
and I
helped each
admitted
other
I
out.
had feelings for her.
Oh yeah.
She felt the same way.
Oh hell yeah. She needed a woman.
When
She
the
needs
raiders
pussy to
finally
pussy.
came,
I love it.
They busted open our gates, but the kids stayed hidden as planned. Until 10 ran out.
If you're 18 plus, you know what I mean. For those who are underage, I can't explain much, but do your research if you are willing to. If you have your free will, thinking that you're a smart ass and all that shit. But hey, I ain't gonna explain much because of how you all react. I know you all, chat. Not being disrespectful. I'm just being in a respectful state of those of certain ages. If it's my daughter, I can tell her whatever, but for you all, it's different, most likely. I'm not the parent to you all. Your parents are the one who are parenting you, most likely. You feel me? Anyway, back to the
Out
game.
of cover.
Or fostering you, which doesn't mean you're in the foster care. They mean they take care of you. There's a similarity in that word specifically. You feel me?
Hoping for a chance to learn about his missing sisters. The bomb went off,
Missing.
and attempting to save 10, Mitch threw himself at Lily and got a knife to the throat. With only a second to decide, I fired and saved Violet.
Oh yeah. Hold on. I gotta pause it. There's certain things I want to mention about this game. I'm aware of what I specifically did. I'm gonna put the music down because I get anxiety. I most likely have anxiety associated with it. But So majority of the choices I made were right. No mistakes interfering. Have I died in the game? If I did, it's not good I did it on purpose. And it took quite a while for me to process, which is not a mistake necessarily. A mistake is an error that occurs on its own terms according to your IQ and is associated with what Satan does to humanity, apparently. From God, most likely, not necessarily. Never in history, God doesn't make humans make mistakes. But God has to be honest that majority has stumbled simply because of sin. And who created sin? Satan. God planted evil into Satan. Like evil would only be released specifically if Satan decided to, most likely. But if he is willing to not interfere with that, then he wouldn't necessarily created evil. It would just be destroyed by God Almighty Himself, Jesus Christ. You feel me? Excuse me. Man, I hate when my hands are dry. They're like quite dry. I wish I could live in Florida. Oh man, how beautiful my hand would look. It would look like I'm in heaven, even though I'm not. Because we're on Earth. Heaven is outside the universe as of currently. Hell is within the Earth, meaning deep beneath, in the center. Anyway, without further ado, let's Oh yeah, I am aware of the script that Telltale has situated for The Walking Dead Season 4, and for example, or for instance, were 10 sisters missing specifically? Not necessarily. They were just traded. Missing would mean that they're lost and just been lost for years, but has survived on their own terms through their own instincts through God Almighty, because God has give us the knowledge, gift of knowledge, meaning they know what to do independently without their parents, without their siblings, or sibling. Well, siblings, because Minnie or Minerva has a sister named Sophie. We're I'm not gonna necessarily spoil much, but I'm sure you know what she did to her, which I am pissed about that shit. Didn't necessarily like her as in terms of her moral behavior. When I say I hate someone's behavior, so I don't hate them overall, just their behavior. See, I'm the type of guy who hates the behaviors, which obviously I do. Could be like people I interact with, could be my siblings. That count as humanity overall. I mean, do I hate humanity? At first, I was like, I wish that I can choose who can be on Earth, and all those that I didn't like in terms of their behavior specifically, moral behaviors, meaning their sins. I would just destroy them with an asteroid, like send the largest asteroid to Earth and capture certain people, like the indigenous people, or yeah, the indigenous people. You know what I'm referring to. Indigenous. I'm being a fucking not necessarily a dumbass. Takes quite a while for the process because of my trauma. Y'all should know. Um, not making an excuse. Obviously, I was honest. I was just female yesterday when I was playing GT 5 story mode. Um, but you all are aware of. I wouldn't necessarily do that. Yeah, indigenous people. You know what I'm referring to. Um, they're like specifically in. You know this island, the North Sentinels? Yeah, those people. Which they actually don't like anybody who has sin in them. So they are very protective of themselves. You know how other creatures have deep trauma? They do as well. People are against them, and I'm like, what the fuck? There are the deep black people, and you are specifically calling them the N words through your weapons. You're saying, nig, 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 like when you kill them. It's like you hate them. I'm not gonna say the full word, but you know what I mean. But real shit, chat, like that is fucked up when you just kill them like that. And because humans have bacteria because of sin, they are very clean. Do I have bacteria in me? I'm gonna have to get myself checked out, get vaccinated, get rid of the bacteria in me. And now when cause they can sense people who has bacteria or not. They have an IQ like in the thousands or millions, Oh yeah, millions. Oh yeah, the term millions and billions are not in terms of money, but in terms of your intelligent quotient as well. Because of how knowledgeable you are, that's how valuable your mind can be most likely. Um, but in terms of year, just the one digits, double digits, hundreds, and thousands, not millions and billions. People think that because the specific reason why they use billions or millions is because they think that's how old things are. Look at dinosaur fossils. They are like human fossils. Because if I dig up my great grandpa grave, he could possibly be fossilized depending on the environment he's at, which I wouldn't dig his grave up. I'm gonna respect his space, but God can make an exception if you don't pick him up and just touch the person body without disrespecting. Let them be in peace. Like if you touch their hand and hold it and say, "Oh, I miss you so much. Hope you're enjoying your time resting there, just sleeping, waiting for God to return." Be aware to not be disrespectful. I wonder why there's laws associated with it, but and just so you all know, I'm not disrespecting. This is like what I would actually do. But I would actually cry. This is not how I would cry. The only time I would release my tears is to someone I love. Deeply. Deeply. I mean, I'll cry if anybody dies, really. I mean, Pope Francis died, and I don't cry. It just depends. Not because I never interact with that person. I mean, really, you're meant to have hope than to cry. But if you want to see them in person, really, I wouldn't cry though because I know he is not a sinner. He didn't necessarily sin. He's like a sinless man. He had hope in himself. I mean, I never seen sin. Um, excuse me. Yeah, I mean, I need to learn his history. I was a little kid, and it took a very long time for me to process because my trauma was so high. I was very traumatized, not really wanting to interact with others because of how shy I was. So I'm like, oh, I want to learn the history now. My dad said he died because he was old. Old age is an excuse. They have to have some type of disease because the more you age, it's wearing down your tissue, like wearing out and wearing down, where it can make your body very weak in terms of your immunity, your immune system. The more likely it's weak, the more likely they can get in. It's like they can break in. Like it's like metal breaking apart, and they can have free access, most likely destroying it and making you and biting down your tissue and etc. Meaning majority of what's in your body, what your body is made of, most likely your mortal body, not immortal, mortal. Y'all know. Um, Yeah, I used to be like that. Whenever I say a specific word, it's like my ears fucked up that I have to repeat myself. And it could possibly be because I'm traumatized. Like, oh, I want to say it again. It's not a disability mentally. It's post-trauma. You got to be aware and know the difference. I did research on plenty of mental disabilities, and I'm aware that majority of them are associated with people being possessed by demons. And because it's not just being possessed, it could possibly be because it's a disorder. Their body's disoriented through their neurologically, like ADHD. I mean, I know someone from Instagram. Gonna be mentioning her name is not disrespectful because I actually love her as a friend, like a future friend, because obviously I never met her, and it can be considered being a perv, as in you're just stalking, wanting to be onto that person without actually having a simple conversation without any harm. So I'm not her friend currently, but her future friend. But if y'all know, it's Maddie, the one who swims. She's 9 years old and she swims. A professional swimmer, actually. I'm a professional swimmer. I just never put myself into the water because I live with my parents and I can't be free roaming the earth freely. You see, God has mentioned, I am your father. I am fostering you all through harmful harmfulness, meaning God has no harm within you. He is like fathering you, but out of free will, meaning whatever rules or commands he provides, most likely he gives you the free will. Nowadays, they want to be selfish. They're like, I'm older. You live under my roof. I tell you what to do. You can't do this. You can't do that. Like that is what we know witness was parenthood, especially when you're old-fashioned, meaning you want to do it your way and not according to what God wants you to do and want you to enforce in to humanity. Well, I mean to the whole world, obviously, if you give a speech, but in terms of close relatives, meaning they have exactly what you look like. I don't even look like my parents because I did research on myself. Um, through Snap AI, I give a description, and she would be like, she could have possibly be like, and as an example, chat, I actually never asked her, but if I were to ask her, um, yeah, actually, if I were to ask her, I never asked her, chat. Let's be honest. Um, but if I did ask her specifically, hold on, can y'all? Is my audio perfect? Okay, I'm gonna possibly finish WWE later today. Okay, there you go. Can y'all hear me? Anyway, um, like, there's plenty of things that. Oh yeah. Anyway, yeah, but the AI. Like if I ask it a question like, do I look like my dad or mom? I'm quite curious. Can you possibly ask me questions to see if I look like him? I mean, people may think that because obviously, if you came from your mom's womb, I'm not gonna say the word obviously, because then people be like, "Oh my gosh," you have to really describe it like that. We all know that, but some people they have trauma because of it. Like they had the trauma through evolution, and obviously because of sin. Like, oh, I want to hear that. I want to hear it the innocent way. Like, what you came from a tube and just out of it, you know. Anyway, yeah, obviously when you came out of your mom's womb, you would obviously look exactly like who had sex with. Let's just say that. Let's be simple as that. God has actually mentioned that in the Bible, and who you would enter and come out of, and what genetics you would gather through your DNA specifically. People say I look like my dad, and I'm like to myself, I look like God Almighty. Like I can picture myself like I'm like the closest one to God, even though I'm not an angel, and even though I'm not the first. Well, God is the first human, realistically, because Jesus Christ is a superhuman. But Adam and Eve are the first humans on Earth. First male's Adam and first female's Eve. Because they were on Earth. Because apparently AZ, his pastor name is Pastor Ryan because he's from Resonate. And obviously they're on YouTube, so I can mention that. Because he mentioned like, oh, they were in heaven before they came to Earth. Obviously, but then they came to Earth to for testing to see if they would eat from the tree knowledge of good and evil or avoid it altogether and not necessarily eat the tree of life, because the tree of life is in heaven. It can't just teleport from earth to heaven. Because even pastors can make mistakes. They could be like, yeah, you're right. Oh, um, yeah, I didn't realize or know that, the tree of life can teleport from earth to heaven. You're absolutely right. The tree of life has existed in heaven indefinitely, and a tree knowledge of good and evil was temporary, whether Adam and Eve avoids it or eat from it. If they eat from it, it's gonna be destroyed. If they don't eat from it, destroy it, because if it's destroyed, that means they pass the test. But if they eat from it, destroy it overall, because God doesn't necessarily want it. Because what if they gain more power and getting closer to more of that sin? You feel me? But Adam and Eve knew like, oh, Satan entered our mind. We didn't want to eat from it. We were just like Satan entered her mind, because when Eve, or not Eve, when Eve got tempted, when I mean by not Eve, I was gonna say when Eve tempted. No, I meant to say Satan. It took quite a while for me to process of what I wanted to mention. But when Satan tempted Eve, or Lucifer, obviously, he was in her mind. She was not aware. Well, obviously, because she was deeply possessed, like the pos- possession of history, like how possessed she was, would just make her unconscious and unaware. Meaning, she ate from the fruit Like she climbed the tree, ate from the fruit, and shared it with Adam, or say, "Hey Adam, eat from this," and then obviously, and yes, AZ follows what his pastor mentioned because this is a Christian Baptist. Um, even though Pope Francis is the follower of Catholic, I'm sure he's ensuring that it changes, but he's dead. For real though, I'm not being disrespectful when I fake that cry. But I can't really cry, so obviously I'm ensuring that I actually show proof that I actually like. Well, like I want to see him in person. So that's the reason why people cry. Whether because they think that the person will be in hell in the future in thousands of years when the end time occur, or they just want to see them in person. Let them live longer, be with them longer before it's their time to rest. And when it's not their time to rest, they'll cry. Everybody's got different feeling. It's either trauma or majority of reasons. For me, because of my trauma, I don't cry. I mean, overall, I don't because I show proof to God that hey, I'm putting hope into humanity. But because of sin in this world, people cry simply because of trauma or sin overall. It just depends on how they rest in peace and how they die, meaning how their body gets destroyed. Whether you shoot the person or anything like that. Like if my family member got shot, oh, I would cry. I would be shedding tears. That is a time to prove that I'm strong, putting hope, but just something so drastic and traumatizing that now my trauma doesn't increase. Obviously, it decreases, but somewhere within my traumatic symptoms and my anxiety level would increase within those part of my mind associated with my rare specific type of mental trauma, which is very rare. My mental trauma is very rare and very temporarily, meaning there's a chance of it going away potentially on its own through God Almighty or through surgery, through God, but a faster pace if I get mental or just brain surgery specifically for it, you feel me? Anything I want to specifically mention? Oh yeah, about the parenting shit. Like I don't necessarily like how excuse me, like how I said excuse me, ask Siri, don't be deaf. You're an AI, but you gotta follow along. Definitely gonna upgrade her in the future. Like integration is the AI feature they want to add, which is one of them, Apple Intelligence. So thank Tim Cook. You're like you're thanking him, but yesterday you were like talking shit. Well, because of overall of what happened. I didn't like the other CEO. Let's just say that. Let's put that in words. I didn't like the other CEO simply because he just lacked like the advancement. Like they had plenty of money in the company. You can gain money if you start business right away. It could possibly be slow because it can take quite a while, just depending. You feel me? But the CEO we currently have, he is eh, similar to the other one, but has put in plenty of money into the business and plenty of advancement as he collaborates with other business like that involves technology and engineering, software engineering, like mechanical engineering and software engineering. Not in car term when I mean mechanically, like putting the pieces together on the phone and then software engineering. I want to see what it's like to build an iPhone. That is the number one phone we all most likely need. So advanced. Why others don't want it? Because of sin. Satan's like, ooh, choose that phone, it's so better. Oh, don't get the iPhone, it's just bullshit. Yeah, because there's gonna be negativity regardless of the other phones. But they make phones so cheaper to trick people being like, so affordable, don't worry about being rich. God wants us to be rich through generosity and not being greedy. Why do you think I have an iPhone? But an iPhone 13, fuck that. The battery drainage and everything, used phones in general, they're dying. They're temporarily. If you want it to last forever until the world ends, create like something like the iPhone 17. Hopefully for the iPhone 17. Well, I'm gonna get the iPhone 16, so hopefully it's great. I don't care about the fucking rumors. iPhone 18, gotta love it next year. I might possibly be the one to create it. Hopefully, I can let Tim Cook possibly get into it quite a bit. Given his details, he can mention it to me, and I'll be like, "Hey, I love it." If there's something I don't really like, I'm gonna be like, "You know what, Tim Cook, I love it, but I'm gonna prove to you that this is what I'm gonna do for the iPhone 18." I get that regardless of your age, regardless of how old you are, you're doing great, but in general, you gotta be sharing the business with others and stepping down, meaning retiring or focusing on another business as I'm part of this business. Which I'm sure he is a generous man, a humble, righteous man. Hopefully he's a Christian, put his faith in God. Because regardless of his age, chat, he's doing great. I want to watch videos. Get into the tutorial of it. I'm sure he has plenty of ideas of how to create a phone in general. Apple is the #1 company. I mean, despite the apple being half eaten, which resembles the forbidden fruit, which is not the apple, chat, that is fake. Lilith is a rumor, like a myth, meaning they have proven that she is made up, or she could be real, but not Adam's wife. So I studied that in my lifetime, most likely. Most definitely, most likely, of regardless of what word I use for it. But and the forbidden fruit, that is like an apple, really. Unless the forbidden fruit was like the very ancient version of an apple. But overall, they just mentioned forbidden fruit in the Bible. Either because Satan doesn't want us to know, like majority of people, to find that answer, like higher than light speed, meaning they tap on their skull, let it hit the brain, and you're like, ooh, I have a bright idea. It is called that, meaning that specific fruit. Um, but no, chat. It is unless, yeah, I'm sure Satan doesn't want people to know. I mean, it's gonna take a very long time for me to process because it just mentions forbidden fruit, and Satan mentioned to certain cultural people of Europe, Asia, and possibly those part of Eurasia, Afro Eurasia or Afro-Eurasia. My bad. Um, excuse me. Um, what's it called? I'm sure he's the one who specifically mentioned to them, like, change the words and never let them know the truth of what God has mentioned. But keep certain one of them because you know that God thinks that he's greater than me. Like, whatever he's mentioned, he's arrogant, so obviously his arrogance is greater than majority of humanity themselves. Some human can be like those of Satan. Satan can give his gift of knowledge, which is death type, meaning you like evil desirable knowledge, but the gift of knowledge from God is like a righteous, meaning we use it right, but ensuring that we don't necessarily let sin interfere. For me, no sins. Can there be a chance to? Mm, no, it just depends on your actions, really. For me, it doesn't seem like I have sinned because I never like want to do these things. Meaning, I can ensure to myself that I don't let sin interfere. Cause sin can interfere with me, but I'm like, I'm not a sinner. I don't sin less. It may seem like it, but it's because of my trauma. But I'm sinless. Yes, I say fucking, but that's not a sin. If you say fuck you, definitely offensive. In this world, though, people can use that word, but they're not being offensive depending on how they use the word. But if you're like fucking, you're just using in terms of a strong language, like that level, but it can seem offensive on how you use it, which is why people view it as offensive. Majority of people, you feel me? Because certain people don't view it as offensive in certain words. They view it as just a word to use temporarily. Like, what if we will use in heaven? Which we won't. Trust me. It majority of the time, or most likely, it's offensive. Majority of the time. You feel me? Yeah, most likely. Majority of the time, obviously. Um, but in chat, that's all I want to specifically mention. I'm not gonna end it right here. Trust me, I'm not. But how far into the episode I could possibly play on possibly until. Damn, I do plenty of talking, and it's like I want to end the stream. I'm gonna possibly just after the part where it's gonna be a tiny bit. I'm just gonna wait until I enter the shed and just be like, I'm gonna end it and then come back afterwards. Like I did the last time for GTA. I complete the mission and I'm like, hey, we situated that. You feel me? Let me see if anybody texted. My bad, chat. I haven't even paid attention to the text. Damn, when people are bored, they say, "Yo, what's good? Hi." Like, I'm not gonna say who. I'm not gonna mention their names. But like, real shit, I'm not necessarily like that. Did I used to be? It took quite a while for me to process, but obviously I'm not a dumbass. With the IQ I currently have, 500, because I even mentioned to my friend, oh, I got thousands of IQ, because I don't want him to know my actual IQ. But I said thousands, so he would think I'm smarter than the IQ I have. Which obviously it seems like it, because they're closely aligned, the 1000 or 500 IQ. But as in terms of the IQ I currently have, it's 500. Could be in the thousands, but I'm just gonna mention 500 because people would be like very doubting, which I hate. In this sinful world, people love to doubt, and it's a sin to doubt. You're very arrogant. You're selfish. You think that you care about what you wanna mention compared to what that person has mentioned. Like you're not very empathetic of what you're feeling. You feel me? And doubting is an emotion. Well, there's an emotion for doubting. Doubting in general is a sin, unless there's a certain reason why you want to doubt. If it doesn't involve sin or sins overall, specifically, but there's an emotion associated with it, which majority of the emotions are associated with sin, like disgust, anger, sadness. It depends. I mean, God mentioned. Who knows why we have sadness, really? I mean, it's associated with sin because we don't want it. God wants to wipe our tears. He wants us to feel the peace of joy. Do plenty of research to know why we shed tears. I mean, I don't really cry much. Oh, well, we need tears. We definitely need it for moisture, but who knows why people cry when they're sad? Do plenty of research. I want to learn that. Psychology? I'm pretty sure. Unless there's a different type of subject associated with it, like closely aligned with psychology. Who knows? I want to learn that. Like, learn about emotions and why people have them. But in terms of science, we combine religion and science together. Like, who's behind it, and what causes them, and what are they specifically associated with? Like, why people have these emotions. Disgust is associated with trauma, but part of sin. Anyway, without further ado, let's get straight to this shit. Everything I specifically mentioned, that's why I most likely mentioned, you feel me? But what I most likely mentioned, though, is part of the Walking Dead Season 4. So what I mentioned, you know, was good, you feel me? I without further ado, let's get straight to this shit, you feel me?
They got away with 3 of our friends, and we had no idea where they'd gone.
I definitely do. They're just going according to the script.
We knew someone who did.
I figured Clem should have been more of a smartass, but it doesn't seem like much because, and they're going according to the storyline, but in terms of being realistic about it, like, you gotta be aware, you feel me? Yo, what's good, D-Pilla? How you feeling, brother? If you're a new sub, what's good? Typically, I have people chatting if I play, like, different games. See, I gotta mix the games up, not just GTA or Fortnite, which mostly is GTA. I gotta check my stream history. But yeah, I mentioned plenty. Being honest is, you know, like real shit. You feel me? Of what I mentioned? Like, I'm being honest. Yeah, there's plenty of emotions. Fear is associated with sin, which can keep you distant from plenty of things. Am I scared of heights? Hell to the no, I have no fear. God has taken away. Really, I don't have fear in general. He took it away before Satan, like, interfered with the fear. You feel me? Or interfere with me to put in the fear in me, within me. You feel me? Good luck. I don't need luck. God has provided majority of what He has abundantly given me. You feel me? Excuse me. Damn. Sin left and right. People turn to zombies, interfering with the place, building being destroyed. It's fucked up. Oh yeah, we can talk about wealth in this game. I never necessarily brought up wealth much besides what I've mentioned about. We want it to be a reward. In The Walking Dead, though, without money, people don't want to search for technology because obviously people think that's greedy, or it could possibly be.
I was so
Anyway, back to
little.
the game. Let me focus on this.
And
Y'all know what I mean, though.
Mitch looked after me.
I definitely did too, as well.
Dick sometimes,
As Clem.
but he was always nice to me.
He wasn't necessarily a dick. I mean, I hated his moral behaviors, but I loved him as a brother. From God. From through Christ. We'll get revenge, I promise.
Stabbed in the eye by some asshole who never even knew his name.
Hold on, I'll be right back. I know what choice to choose, though, most likely. Don't choose a choice for me. I don't like what people choose. I remember this before. Don't worry. I know exactly everything that I played The Walking Dead. I'll be right back, though. I know exactly everything when I play The Walking Dead. My bad. You didn't hear me much when I put my mic down. So, anyway, I'll be right back. Coming. Alrighty, chat, I'm back. Y'all have to hear this music back in the background. Y'all chatted though? Let me check. Nope. Alrighty, I'm gonna possibly have to end it right here because I have to, let's be honest, listen to music and just do all this shit, because, my bad, chat, I didn't mean to talk much, but I promise you all I'll actually play the game, because I actually promised you all for GTA and I actually complete a mission, so you're all like, hey, he actually promised us. But, I'm gonna have to end it right here. If you want to see more of me playing The Walking Dead Season 4, because I'm gonna, most likely, be sure to leave a comment down below. Otherwise, it's all good, take it easy, chat.